Hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be doing a pale skin tutorial, and then once my makeup's done I'll also show you how I put a soft wave in my hair. I did learn a little bit of hair in my course. So yeah, don't look at my hair now, it's looking a bit disgusting, but that's going to come together more at the end. So yeah, I'm just going to be showing you my key tips for working with pale skin. I'm going to take my trusty feral old headband and move my hair out the way. I hope the lighting's okay. We'll start with a bit of primer. One I've been obsessed with lately is the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Primer. I just use my hands when I do primer on myself because the warmth of your fingers does blend stuff into the skin probably better than anything else. But with clients, I'm just trying not to be putting my hands all over their face for hygiene reasons. We're going to go in with some foundation. This is NARS Siberia, which is really, really light, as you can see. This is Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Swan, which is also quite fair. I'm going to use the Too Faced just because this is one from my kit and I try and savor it as much as I can. Taking my beauty blender, this is my own, so yes, it is a dirty hot mess, but let's move on. So we're just going to take pump and a half, wrap that into my face. So the first thing when you're more fair, I find myself when I feel like a lot of fair people will probably be the same. You have a lot more redness in your face than you do in the rest of your body. So don't just match your face because it's really red. Always remember to match your neck. And a lot of more fair people tend to throw off more of a pinky undertone naturally, but I like a more neutral to yellow undertone on fairer skin because I feel like, you know, I just personally feel like if your skin's got redness, the whole point of makeup is to get rid of it, so why would you make your face pinky? That's just my personal thoughts with it. My skin's really dry because my rosacea, which is a whole nother video on how I got rosacea. Blending that down the neck. So I don't actually use like a heap of foundation. I like my skin to look flawless but not cakey. That's kind of my mentality when doing clients as well. And I'm going to take the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This one's in the shade Swan, which is I think the same shade as that foundation. It's the palest shade Too Faced do, so couldn't go any lighter. Beauty blender. Blend that in, and I'm also going to blend a bit of that onto my eyelid and just use that as eyeshadow primer. I haven't been working obviously because of the coronavirus. I haven't fake tanned because usually I will fake tan on a weekly basis. It's just something that for me personally it makes me feel more confident. So I take the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick. This is in the shade 120. I don't know if that's even going to pick it up, but yeah, 120. And it's not dark at all like this, so you could take anything. This is the color I would use when I've got like a light tan on, so it's probably just like a couple shades darker than what I am now. And I actually use this as if I was like cream contouring. Obviously it's not a full-on contour, but it creates a light shadow, which I think looks really nice and flattering, but it's not too dark because when you're bronzing and contouring on a fairer skin tone, you just have to be so careful you don't go too dark, too ashy, too orange. Like it's a lot harder to get a good contour and bronzer on fair skin than it is on someone who's a bit deeper. And it's subtle, you don't notice it much, but it just adds a bit of warmth to my face. I'll pop some on my forehead too. Maybe you can kind of see how that just adds a bit of colour and structure without being too heavy or intense for my light skin tone at the moment. When I am fair, if my skin is dry, if I'm using lighter products, I don't know whether it's when they're creating formulas for lighter colours, it's just harder to get it as creamy, I don't know, but everything is more drying on my skin when I'm fair, opposed to when I am a bit darker, it doesn't show up as dry. It's the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. It's a nice translucent powder. And this one's like starch white, but it doesn't leave a tint of colour on the skin, but because I'm so fair, it'll be fine. So tip a bit of that into the lid. I'm going to take a Real Techniques old blush brush, but use Azure powder all the time on myself. I love it. Tap off any excess and just pat that over my skin. You always want to pat when you're setting powder rather than swipe. If you swipe, you'll be moving the foundation underneath. Smaller brush, this is just an e.l.f. one, and same powder, and I'm going to set my eyelids. If you're not someone who sets your face, still set your eyelids. I feel like setting the eyelids is crucial. Let me see if you can see. See, I haven't set this one, and I've set this one, and you can see the lines already coming in. So, just setting that, and then a little bit tiny extra. I don't use much under the eyes, just a little bit. For bronzer, there's two I like, but today I'm going to use this one when I'm this fair. This is the Butter Bronzer. This is just a drugstore one. Like, you can get this from Priceline, and it's in the shade Light. It looks like this. So it's a really good color for fair skin. I love it. I'm just taking a cheek brush, go in, and just want to pop that on my face. Have any of you seen Tiger King? Oh my god, I watched it, binge watched it yesterday, and I just like can't stop thinking about it. Like, what an absolute wild ride. Like, I can't believe that is actually someone's real life. Like, oh my god, just bizarre, like crazy. Up on my forehead. I hope you can kind of see, it's just a nice color. Another tip I would have when you're bronzing more fair skin, I'm just gonna bronze down my neck up a little bit too. I always do this when I'm fair, just to not make me look dead. You want to add a little bit of color into the skin when people are really fair, so they don't look sick. Because I can't tell you how many times that I just haven't got fake tan on and people are like, are you sick? No, it's just me. But when you're using your bronzers, you don't want them to be too warm. So same with blush as well. I actually will go for more, not cool tone, but more of a neutral tone, nothing too orangey on the face, or it just looks orange, and it looks horrible when you're this kind of skin tone. So there's a tip as well. Now for blush, I would recommend more pinky shades rather than peachy or orangey. Once again, just steering away from the really warm tones because it's more flattering. So this is Matte Sweets for My Sweet. Looks like this. Take a bit of this and put that on the apples, just lightly. So you want to always, when you're more fair, things are obviously going to show up more intensely. So always start with a bit of a softer hand and build up. I hope everyone's doing okay with the whole situation in the world right now. I can't believe it. Like, it just honestly feels like a movie or a dream. It doesn't feel like this is reality, that there is a pandemic, and you know, most of Australia is shut down right now. Like, I can't work, so many businesses aren't open, so many people that I know are out of jobs. My dad lost his job. It's just bizarre, and like, I don't know when I'm next going to be able to work. I don't know, and obviously with makeup, like, bookings get cancelled if events aren't on. So even when we can go back to normal, how many events are going to be on? Like, I feel like a lot of places are cancelling events until like at least September. So I feel like I won't be back in a regular pattern working until then, which is just like bizarre. But that's why I started up my virtual lessons. So if you're not sure what they are, on my website, I'll leave it down below, I started selling virtual lessons. So what the difference between like what you're getting now and a virtual lesson will be about 1.5 to 2 hours of unedited footage. It's more for makeup artists, so it's more client tutorials. And you'll get to watch that whole footage. You get a certificate for completing it. You get a full product list, full brush list, whatever the lesson is focusing on. I write up like a keynote sheet. So I did one on cut crease, so I wrote like a full page about cut creases. So if you were doing a client and you couldn't like watch back on that tutorial, or you were practicing on a friend or your sister or your mum, whatever, and you couldn't watch back on the tutorial, you could have your keynotes and just look at them and you will be reminded. So if that's something you're interested in, yeah, I'll leave my website down below. But that's just been a little bit of a means of income. In no way is it even coming close to what I would normally be earning, but it's just something in the meantime that I'm trying to get up and going, and it's something I've wanted to do for a while, so I am very excited to be doing it. And obviously not working means I have more time for YouTube and stuff as well. Now we're going to highlight. I've got this is my favorite highlighter on fair skin. It's the Lou Manizer by the Balm. I think we all know this. It's like really old and OG. So as you can tell, I have used this quite a lot. So I'm just gonna take a bit of that on my brush. And I'm gonna put that right where you put your highlighter. Always go back in and blend the edges of your highlighter so you don't just have a stripe on your face. Just doing a bit of bronzer, same bronzer on my jawline. Try and hide the double chin. It's a little bit darker here than here, but oh well, I'm gonna roll with it. What I do for my brows these days is I keep them actually really soft and fluffy because that's just how I like it. So I start by brushing all my brow hairs up. Then I'm gonna take the Benefit Gimme Brow. This is the shade number 1, which I think is the lightest. And I'm gonna start just running that through my brow hairs. And this will just thicken up the hairs and add a bit of a tint of color. And then I'm gonna take this MAC Shape and Shade Brow Tint in the shade Fling. So it's like a felt tip, which I really like. And I literally flick little hair strokes onto my brows. Nice and bushy and fluffy, which is really on trend at the moment. And yeah, I just love the fluffy brow trend. Like, I feel like it personally suits my eyebrows better than anything I've ever done before, because I naturally have like gaps in my brow, like through my arch in here. But by brushing them up, you're kind of hiding all those missing gaps. When I'm more fair doing brows as well, I mean, it's the same as on the face. You don't want anything too warm. So even some shades, like I can use like the Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Blonde when I'm more tanned, and it looks great. When I'm this color, the blonde looks orange on me. So I have to go those more taupey, cool tone shades for it to look flattering on my skin. So now I'm gonna take, this is just a really old like little spoolie brush. This is the Clara Cosmetics Prime and Set spray. I'm just gonna spray into this. So this is actually pear soap, which you can just buy from Coles. And I've melted it down in the microwave into an empty lash case. This is my personal one, so if it looks a bit grubby, that's why. So I'm just gonna spray into that, a little bit more actually. And then get my brush. That setting spray smells like watermelon. It's yum, so good. And get my brush in there, and then just drop some on the floor. Go in and brush those brows up. This is the best brow gel. So I actually got my brows laminated like last November, because I would put my brow gel in, and I was using the Anastasia brow gel, so a good product, but they would just drop after an hour, whereas this will keep my brows up pretty well for like the whole day. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I love it. I do not do heavy eye makeup. I think it looks, alright, before I offend anyone, if you're a fan, you do like heavy eye makeup, each their own. On me, I feel like it makes me look really emo and it just looks so unflattering. So if I'm ever doing eye makeup when I'm fair, I will just keep it more soft. I feel like I need a bit of bronzer down my neck because I look slightly darker in the face. Like pale problems, you get a paler shade and it's still not pale enough. Really simple on the eyes, because as I said, I don't really do anything. If I do anything, I'll show you what I do, but it's really simple. But take the same bronzer we used on the face, big fluffy brush. Yes, these are dirty, but they're my personal brushes, so it doesn't matter. Pop that through crease. This is just gonna add a bit of shape and structure to the eye. Once again, nothing too dark, nothing too warm. I don't like anything too, I'm a warm tone girl, like 100% warm tones any day of the week, but on fair skin, as much as I've tried to make it work, it just doesn't look that good. So once you've just got that little bit of bronzer through your crease, this is what I love to do the most. Custom Enhancer Drops by Cover FX in the shade Moonlight, sorry. Pick up a little bit, just take it out of the thing. Whatever is on here, I take on my finger, like that, and I literally press it on my eyelid. It looks too white when I'm more tanned, whereas like when I'm fair, it just like almost makes my eyelid look like wet and glossy. I'm just using my finger to kind of pat that. These are like a really weird formula. They're like silky. It's really simple, and I think it looks really pretty on the more fair skin tones. If you're more tanned and you want to do this, you could use like Candlelight, which is a darker one. I know they do a shade Sunlight. Like there's a few you can get, but I think Moonlight works really well for those that are fair like me. So now I'm just blending those edges. I find it's pretty good, like if you've got your eyelids set with powder out beforehand, it doesn't crease or anything too much throughout the day. I kind of steer clear of heavy eyeliner and stuff when I'm pale. As I just said before, I don't like anything too heavy, because even if you use like a medium brown on a fair skin tone, it looks dark, you know? So I'm just going to take a little bit of the same bronzer, the butter bronzer and the light one, and just run that lightly underneath my eye. I'm going to put fake eyelashes on just for the sake of the video, but if I was just doing mascara, I would not do any eyeliner at all. To kind of keep it light and bright, I'm going to use the Inglot Eye Kohl pencil, the nude one. Just pop that in my waterline. I'm just going to do a tiny, tiny, tiny fine line of liner on the top lash line, just to be a base for our lashes. I think it's more flattering. Laura Mercier Cake Liner, which is my favorite. Just using the Inika Long Lash Organic Mascara. The question I got was like, how am I holding up with COVID-19 and that? And I'm going alright, because I can sit here and complain, poor me, but the fact is some people do have it worse than me. I am lucky enough that I work in a home studio, so I haven't got heavy expenses of rent. I live at home, I don't have a mortgage to pay, stuff like that. I mean, the only thing that it really sucks is I just miss doing makeup, and I feel like my whole life's been taken from me with that. But other than that, like, I just can't complain too much. The only annoying thing is today, actually, my car payment's gonna come out and I have a tax bill due to pay today. So there's still expenses that I'm not making money to pay for. But yeah, you just gotta ride with it. Yeah, it's a crappy, surreal time for everyone, I think. By a brand called Lorem Lashes, and they're actually really beautiful. So they're cruelty free, sorry, vegan, and they're actually stunning. These are in the style Cherry, as you can see there, if it wants to pick it up. And before I've already ripped one off, but they look like this. They're really pretty, fluffy lashes. I've just popped a bit of my duo glue onto the lash, and put my hair back and go in. I'm gonna have to definitely wear these out when I'm allowed to leave the house again. If you want some nice lashes, they're really, really nice. I'm gonna have to repurchase, I think. So now I'm just gonna take my NARS Precision eyeliner in the shade Halong Bay. I'm just gonna line my lips. So it's just a nice nude, but it's not too dark. I mean, lip colour for this is depending on your personal preference. You can do whatever, but I just like to keep it nude. That's a good colour. I can use that when I've got a bit more of a tan and when I'm more fair. But if I'm too dark, this doesn't show up as much. So, and then for lippy, this is my favourite gloss to use when I am fair. It's Bare Minerals, and it's in the shade Groovy, and it's more of like a slightly cool toned nudie pink. So that's kind of what the lip colour looks like. I'm just going to go in now on those lashes just with an eyelash curler. I'm going to take some setting spray, Glam Glow Setter. It's a mouthful. Just a bit of that all over my face because my skin's quite dry. And I love to be glowy, especially when I'm more fair. So I feel like one thing when you're fair, because they don't make a lot of products light enough, it's hard to get a lot of dimension happening in your skin. So I just like to bring glow, to bring some life to it, I guess. Yeah, I hope that kind of, okay. Now that the makeup's done, I'm just gonna quickly show you how I would do a soft curl in my hair. So I just use a Tangle Teaser brush because I find it's the best for not damaging or pulling on my hair. Trusty dry shampoo. This one's by Goldwell. Give it a good spritz because we are a little bit greasy. That's okay. We're not here to judge. And my roots are just about due to be done, but obviously we're in lockdown, so you know that's not happening. Oh, sticking to my gloss. Should have done my lips after hair. So yeah, I'm just brushing that all back to make sure you don't have that white cast. And I kind of go like this, like, because dry shampoo adds like a nice amount of volume in your hair as well. Then I'm just going to part it. So once that's done, I use a Muck curling wand. Just looks like this. I put it on 170. My hair's really fine, so I don't do anything too hot. And I did read that you should never have your straightening tools above 170 degrees anyway. I've got the glove and I am going to put it on because I am clumsy. So I feel like people overcomplicate curling your hair. It's really not that hard once you kind of get the hang of it. I mean, I am lucky my hair's kind of shortish and thin, so I don't have to like section it to curl it bit by bit. I just kind of grab random bits. So I'm just going to start at the front here. So the bits around your face, always curl them away from your face. So you don't want the curl to be coming in facing you. You want it to go out. That's going to be the most flattering. So you want it to go like this. If you can kind of see that. So I've curled that away from my face and I'm just going to hold that on there. I actually think this works better by just grabbing random sections if you like that loose beachy wave. The other thing too with the loose beachy waves, I don't start the curl right at the root. Same thing, curling away from my face. You don't have to curl away from your face around the whole way around your head, but you just need to do it on those few sections around the front of your face. When you first curl it, don't touch them for a while. So I know they look quite whack right now. You just leave them. Don't touch them. Don't spray them with hairspray. Don't brush them out. Just leave them for the time being. I mean, I am no expert. This is just my tips that I have learnt over the years trying to curl my hair, and some tips that I was taught. Because we learned how to do like Victoria's Secret curls in my course. We were tested on it. So these are some things I learned from there, and then other things I've just picked up myself while I do it. Alright, and here, as you can see, I'm grabbing like quite thick sections because I think the thicker it is, the nicer. Like I don't want, I mean personally, I don't want like a really thin little tight curls. I go bigger and bouncier. 10, 15, 20 seconds, depending on the thickness of the hair, and then just let it go. But by not instantly brushing them out, you're going to prolong the wear of your curls. So if you go and brush your hair out while your curls are still hot, they'll just drop. So you want the heat in your hair to set, so then the curls will set and not drop as easy. Perfect, that's better. All right, do the other side, then I'll come back. Okay, I finished curling the other side. This bit's, let's not talk about some of it, but you know how, I feel like everyone has one side they're better at curling than the other. This is my non-preferred side, so it's not as good. Anyway, when you've got your curls and you haven't touched them or anything, get your fingers, and they've cooled down, and run them through. Just as I am. This is the best way to get those big, bouncy, loose curls. Just like that, and then we're going to do the same to the other side. So yeah, fingers are the best way to loosen your curls but not drop them completely. If you look at one bit and you're like, I want that to drop, I think that's too curly, then you can go in with your hairbrush. This bit's a bit crazy. Don't know what's going on there. So then you can kind of just, I grab each bit and kind of twist it into how I want it to sit. So I kind of want that bit in there. So once you've kind of got it, you just want to, don't go shh, just go, you can hear I'm like ch-ch-ch-ch. That's the best way to hairspray your hair, so it doesn't go like straw. This side's a bit of a flop. It's not as good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like that is how I would do big bouncy waves. I'll probably want this side a bit better. Usually I actually get my mum to help me do this side because I have an arm disability in my left arm, so I struggle to do this side. Some of you will know that, some of you won't. If you don't know, I have Erbs, it's called Erbs palsy, E-R-B-S-P-A-L-S-Y, sorry, in my left arm. If you don't know what it is, give it a Google and you'll find out about my traumatizing birth that ended up with me, that one bit, having an arm disability. I don't know if I've spoken about it on my YouTube or not. It doesn't really affect me doing makeup, but it definitely affects me doing hair. That bit's pissing me off, so I'm just gonna brush. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. Yeah, I'm gonna try and pump out more YouTube videos, especially as I won't be working as much. So definitely subscribe. Bye.